Hey guys, this is Bridget with Be in the Garden. This is my new YouTube channel just to share my passion for plants and all things gardening. I hope you guys will join me in just doing little tidying up, pruning, garden shopping, just general plant care and gardening care. I just really want to show my passion and share it with everyone else and maybe inspire some new people to start planting, start gardening, and really enjoy this amazing hobby. So for today's video, I will be taking you along to do some plant shopping. I'm in Zone 9B here in Davis, California, so it gets really hot during the summertime, over 100 degrees, sometimes 105 or more, and it gets down to low 30s, high 20s in the winter time. So I'm looking to replace some of my plants this year. They've just kind of outgrown their space. I live in a townhouse, so my yard is very small, so it brings some unique challenges to gardening and size maintaining plants, especially perennials. So today I'm looking for a new lavender to replace my French lavender that has just gotten way too big, and a couple other goodies, whatever catches my eye. In just a moment, I'd love to give you a little tour of the space that I'm working with so you guys can see exactly the garden size and shape and everything overgrown at the moment. And I just want to be really real on this channel. I've never done anything like this before. I do have some challenges. I'm disabled, and when you're disabled and gardening, sometimes your garden maintenance and your plant maintenance takes a hit, and you don't get to things as often or as quickly as you would want to. And I think it's a unique perspective for gardening, houseplants in general, and to not get down on yourself when things don't go on the timeline that you're hoping for. I would love to just inspire other people who think that they may not have the time or the spoons for it to take the chance to start out with a couple of plants inside or outside and let it be an inspiration. It's my happy place, it's my therapy, and I just want to be able to share that with others and allow them or inspire them to make your guys' own happy place. It doesn't have to be a giant yard full of plants. It could be, just a planter or two, and I would love to share that with you guys. Also, if you don't know what I'm referring to about spoons, check out the spoon theory. It is a really cool idea on how people who are disabled manage their time and their energy when they're having a hard time. And it's something that I refer to a lot, so if you're confused, I'll try to link it in the description box below. I'm really excited to be joining YouTube and to be trying out this experience for the first time. I'm really excited to communicate and meet you all in the comments, and I hope I inspire you all as well. So let's go take a look at my yard and point out a few things that we'll be looking for at the plant store today, and let's get going. Alright guys, it is currently 95 degrees and hot and sunny. Very sunny. But here is my space. There's a lot of brown that needs to be cut out. I just pruned this a couple days ago, but didn't have the energy to get rid of all the pruning, so it's just chilling out there. So that's kind of the things that I'm talking about. This is the lavender that I will be replacing. This is a French lavender. I've had her for maybe 4 years now, 5 years. I prune her back hard multiple times a year, but she's still got a pretty woody base. So I will be replacing her and hopefully finding a new home because she's just fine. She's just too big for what I have. The bougainvillea was a gift from my mom. I grew up in Monterey, and it just wasn't loving the cool temperatures in my house, my childhood home, and so she gave it to me. I transplanted it earlier this year in February, and it has just exploded and taken off, and she's got some really beautiful color right now. It's actually a dual color, so it's a dark pink and the light pink white combo. There's two plants here, so I'm loving it. I'm so excited to have this in my garden. My lantana looks great. My echinacea needs some pruning. So as you can see, things are looking a little wilty, a little toasty right now. I try to water either early in the morning or in the afternoon, like evening time. Otherwise, I feel like it stresses the plants out. We are now in the front of my yard. I have to water the front pretty often. I have a lot of my shade plants here. This is a north-facing area, and you'll see that there's quite a bit of sun still. But I want to take a look at this planter, all wilty and sad. And I just watered it. When we come home, it'll be nice and perky and happy. Let's take a trip to Green Acres and see what we can find. Hey guys, so we are here. This is actually my very favorite Green Acres location. It's in Rockland, California. Green Acres has a ton of locations scattered throughout the Sacramento greater area. I usually go to the one on Jackson Road because it's closest to my house, but I also had to run another errand today that takes me to Roseville. So I figured let's go to my absolute favorite, and I want to show you around. So let's get started. Alright guys, so right away I see a whole table of lavenders. I'm really excited, so let's start looking. So I found this beautiful Munstead lavender. I was actually looking for the Sweet Romance lavender because I wanted a more compact variety. The one I have now gets to be, I'd say 3 to 4 feet by 3 to 4 feet, and so I'd love to have more lavender in a smaller variety. And as you can see, this is absolutely beautiful. The honeybees are loving it, so I just might have to take home this Munstead. I accidentally pruned my hyssop at the wrong time of the season and it did not make it, so I'm looking to replace it. I had the Queen Peach something, Queen Nectarine maybe. It was a beautiful color, and I just found a whole bunch of beautiful hyssop, so I might see if I can get it replaced. So this is why I love to keep looking around, because I just found an echinacea I'd already picked out, Pow Wow Wild Berry, but it's in a small size. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper. It'll take a little extra nurturing when I plant it, but I'm going to switch it out for the big one. That was $12 and only spend $5 instead. I just found this beautiful San Vitalia compact yellow. Look at how cute these are. These flowers are teeny tiny, and I think I have to try this out. Apparently it's a creeping variety. This is the perennial form, and I think this is gonna have to come home with me. We are now heading to my favorite section, the house plants. Look how glorious this room is. This section right here is usually where I get my houseplant starters and my window box starters for outside. I have a north-facing window box that never gets any direct sunlight, just bright indirect light. And you can get these cute little tiny plants for $3.50. Lots of options. I have some of these syngoniums in my planter boxes, as well as some other ferns. But I love that you can get quite a few for a few bucks. Look at these gorgeous begonias, you guys. So pretty. I cannot for the life of me keep indoor begonias alive. I'm still learning. Look at this beauty. Nebula. Wow. I'm just learning how to do alocasias. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not ready to dive deep on this one. Look at the price of that guy. I'm not there yet. Beautiful. We got some African violets hiding in here. Absolutely gorgeous stuff today. I just grabbed one of these guys. This is a kangaroo paw fern. This is gonna go outside. They kind of get like the little hairy feet that climb out the pot, similar to the rabbit's foot, which I already have. And I think this will be a great addition to an outdoor spot I have waiting. This is a wish list plant of mine. This is a Ficus triangularis. Look how beautiful. I just love this leaf shape. Reminds me of some of the rubber plants. Kind of similar variegation. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at these guys. What a statement. Alright guys, the damage has been done. Headed to checkout. And let's head home and plant a few things. Alright guys, I'm done shopping. Now it's time to head home. It's close to 100 degrees now, so please excuse the appearance. I'm really excited to show you what I got and plant up just a few things today, so let's head home. Alright guys, so I'm back, changed into something a little more appropriate. And first things I'm going to do is harvest the carrots that I'm sure are way past their harvesting point. I want to put a planter pot right in its spot. So let's get started with that first. These are the Nantes carrots, I believe. Planted them from seed. This is my very first time growing carrots from seed. These might be past their prime now. I'm not even sure if they're any good, but let's dig all these up and see what we find. Alright, I got these planters from TJ Maxx. These are heavy duty, like clay or not sure what the material is. But I love TJ Maxx for all of their planters. This size here, it looks to be about 12 inches, maybe 14, $16.99. And then I got two of these bigger ones. These were $24.99. I'd say that's for sure a 16 or 18 inch planter. So if you're looking for really great deals on planters, TJ Maxx and Home Goods are your go-to. I'm just quickly going to prune away some of these Lenten rose leaves that are looking tired so we don't have to look at the crunchy. This bleeding heart is way past its prime for the summer. I'm honestly kind of struggling with the bleeding heart in this pot right down here. If anyone has any tips or pointers on how to make it happy, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to start off with some soil in our planter here. Since it's so hot here in Davis 9B, I like to add perlite for extra breathability, but I also like to add peat moss to help retain moisture, especially since I don't have anything on drip. I water everything by hand, so if I can't get to it by a certain point of the day, this really helps it make it through the hottest part of the days. And my favorite fertilizer to use is the Espoma Organic Plant Tone. I love it. It works really well for me. I find I don't have to apply it as many times as I do the other ones. So if you're looking for a good just overall fertilizer, this is the one I prefer. All right, now I'm gonna start placing my plants where I think I want them. Angelonia at the back, that in the middle. Got some Riviera marine blue Lobelia to put around the edges. When planting here, I always make sure that I've got a pretty decent edge of soil right along in here so that's not right up against the hot pot wall, since it does get hot here. This one is called Archangel Dark Purple. Look how beautiful this is. I love that. I'm not going to be messing with the roots at all. It's not that root bound, so I want to just leave it alone. Okay, next I'm going to make room for our Calibrachoa. My soil is very dry, so this will take a nice good watering. This variety is the Hula Blue. So pretty, you guys. I'm actually going to set this aside and add some of the soil from my container into the nursery pot just so that I can add it back and give myself a little extra working room. Again, the soil is very dry, so it's not holding the shape very well. So that's why I'm doing that. Just slide that down in there like that. Kind of find the side I want here. Going in around it. And it looks like I'm going to need a little extra soil, which I have some right here with me. I've got 6 of these in the pack, so I'm going to go ahead and pop those around the edge. This is such a pretty combination. When it gets so hot in the summertime, I'm always looking for cooler colors, pinks, purples, whites. I tend to stay away from the oranges and the reds because they just look really hot to me. All right, guys, that one is done. I'm gonna water it in real quick and I'll show you. I will probably water this once more tonight because that soil was very dry coming out of the bag, and I want to give it a chance to really soak in and absorb that moisture for tomorrow. It's supposed to be 98 tomorrow. All right, guys, it's time to plant the Clematis that I have. I found this at Green Acres a few weeks ago, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is the Royal Cascade Clematis. It's a group 2, so it should bloom twice a year. It definitely looks a little unhappy at the moment. I might spray it with some copper fungicide. It looks like it's got some little issues maybe. I'll do some research and find out what's happening, but it has put on new growth while it's been here with me, so that is promising. I would love to make her really happy though, so we're gonna get her put in this planter. I also got this trellis at Ace Hardware for $8, and I'm sure that'll hold her over for quite a while. So again, I'm gonna start with some soil. I know with Clematis, they like to have a protected root system and then the leaves in the sun. So I am putting her in a planter so I can move her around until I find a more permanent spot, because I'm just not sure what she's gonna love. And I just added way too much soil. Okay, I'm gonna add my little bit of peat moss, a little bit of perlite. The reason I add so much perlite is we do get a lot of moisture during the winter time typically, and I have noticed that some of my planters have a hard time drying out or like getting rid of the excess moisture, so I try to set them up for success and allow that airflow and extra drainage now. I'm actually gonna add just a little bit of water to this because again, my soil is very dry. It's been sitting, my bag of soil has been sitting out in the sun. As you can see, kind of like to make a mess. That's the fun of it, right? I'm gonna do center a little bit towards the back. I want this to have a side. I like to come around in the spring or even winter and put pansies in because they do really well here till about this time of year. So I want to leave a little extra room in case I want to add something later. Her roots look really good. She's not root bound at all. And then I usually tuck like along the sides first, and then I'll come back in and fill up the top. For me, when I do gardening like this, it's very back-breaking work, so I can typically only do big projects like this once a week-ish. So I try to enjoy it while it lasts. I'm gonna let her get settled in to her new spot before I remove the stake system. I'll probably come remove that in another week or two. All right, she's been watered in, and now we're gonna work on the pot next to her. This has a, oh gosh, camellia, I believe. I'm not sure where I put my plant tag, but this is one of the beautiful ones. I will try to find a picture of it and insert it in the video. I'm gonna clean up these begonias a little bit. They're getting kind of crispy, and this is what I'm replacing. So these are some pansies that are just kind of done for the season. I can honestly just cut them back and they will probably reflush, but I'm gonna plant something kind of to hide them for the time being. All right, I have this planted. I actually ended up popping one of the pansies out. I moved it over because I was gonna pull them out anyway. So if it doesn't survive, it's no big deal. And then in the center, I put this blue verbena in the center. This gets sun from early morning till about 1 to 3 p.m. So it should get plenty of sun here to do well. And this is the Verbena Beets Purple. The next thing we'll be planting today is this beautiful hydrangea. I'm obsessed with this. The blooms are really tiny. They're a beautiful blue and they fade to this green. Look at how pretty. This one's called Blue Enchantress, I believe. But she's been in her pot a little too long. I need to look up when to prune her because she's kind of lopsided. But she was originally in this spot here. I'm bumping her out a few feet. Again, this is my north facing area. So it gets dappled sun in the morning and then it's protected for the rest of the afternoon. This is what happens when hydrangeas in Davis do not get protected from afternoon sun. So it's kind of sad. She looks beautiful all spring, then she gets crunchy, and then we get new growth later in the year. So I'm trying to give her a head start by pushing her in a little bit. We'll see how she does. I also have a spot in the backyard that she could go if this doesn't work out. All right, since it's a blue hydrangea, I will be adding some of the True Blue aluminum sulfate. Be careful with this, it will kill them. I killed a hydrangea here. I was so sad. It was a purple hydrangea, did really well, was changing the color back to purple, and I decided to add some more. Wrong time of year to be adding it to a established plant, and I just did not know the amount to add, so now I know. I'm going to be very gentle with this addition and only sprinkle in a little bit today. And that's as much as I'm gonna add. She's all planted. I actually planted it at a little bit of an angle because she was kind of going that way already. So I'm hoping to balance her out. This is the tag right here, in case you're interested. Blue Enchantress Hydrangea. The last thing I'll do tonight is get that fern potted up. It's going in a white little pot there with a macrame hanger, and it'll be in this area. Those are the window boxes I was telling you about. These get no sun at all, just bright indirect light. So, alright guys, as you can see, it's quite dark now. I did get the last little bit planted, which was this fern. This is the kangaroo paw fern that we got today. I'm really excited to see how it does. These are my rabbit foot ferns, and they're very happy. You can see the feet starting to climb over. They do really well. I'm happy with all of these ferns, so I'm hoping that this one will be happy. It got peat moss just like everything else, perlite, but it also got these soil crystals. I use these in my baskets every year. Helps retain moisture, helps them stay nice and hydrated throughout the day, and it's been a game changer. So that was a really fun first day. Thank you so much for joining me on my first YouTube video. A little plant shopping, a little gardening. I was able to find some new lavenders to replace the big one that I have, and I got 2, so that'll be super fun. It's a little too hot for me to do any transplanting and replanting in the ground. We have pretty tough soil here, so I'm gonna wait another few days. I just appreciate you guys giving me a chance. I hope you'll follow along. These are going to be pretty unstructured videos for the time being, just to kind of feel out what I'm excited about, how I want to teach it to you guys and show you and share with you all. These videos will most likely be out once or twice a month just to start with. I do have a full-time job as well as being disabled, like I already mentioned, so I have to find time and make sure I have the energy to do everything else in my life as well. But when it comes to plants and gardenings, I will try to bring you guys along. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.